Welcome to our video series, What CEOs Learn from Board Roles. We are delighted to have with us Johanna Lamminen, CEO of Gasum Limited, a Nordic energy company and gas sector expert. It is the leading supplier of biogas and processor of biodegradable waste fractions in the Nordic countries. She's also a non-executive director at Sampo plc, one of the most valuable companies listed on the Nasdaq Helsinki, with insurance operations in all the Nordic countries, all the Baltic countries, and the UK, as well as a non-executive director of Cargotec Corporation, a leading global provider of cargo and load handling solutions. Johanna, welcome, and thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Thank you, Tuomo, for inviting me here. So I'm very delighted to be here this morning.
You joined the board of Sampo when you had been the CEO of Gasum about 6 years. How do you feel that this particular non-executive director role benefited your day job as the CEO of Gasum?
First of all, I have to say that obviously being a board member is not about myself, it's not about me, it's about the company. And of course, all board members works for the benefit of the company, gives their competence and experience and try to utilize that on as much as we can, helping the company to success. So it's about the company, obviously, always, and just a reminding that. But of course, we also learn a lot as a board members from the companies and from each other, from the other board members, and also looking at the company and the strategy and all related, the market, customer insights, and so on. So there's a lot to learn, and I think that's also very good and important part, that learning never ends, and you have to have your eyes open and your ears open constantly. But of course, we are not in the boards to learn ourselves. We are benefiting the companies always, and we've been selected to the companies for, of course, our experience and competence reasons. But it is an obvious thing that we have also a luxury to learn by working there and utilizing those what we learn also in our daily operations. And particularly as a CEOs, I think this is a good way of seeing how the company is progressing, how the strategy is formed, which is of course something that we also in our daily operations in the companies that we are working with can utilize. So many things that you can actually learn from the companies and from each other from the other board members.
Right. Anything that surprised you about this non-executive director role, given your prior interactions with boards as a non-executive director of a software company as well, a fund manager, and your current non-executive director role with a provider of cargo and load handling solutions?
My background is also from the finance and banking industry. So prior to this energy company, I worked quite many years in the asset management company and also in the retail bank. So that have of course benefit for me to understand the finance environment and the market. And I would say that looking at the companies and looking at the strategies, they tend to be quite same. Companies wants to grow, they want to be profitable, they want to be good citizens, and they want to be good employers. So those values are in all these companies, no doubt that in which business area they operate.
So it's interesting that you say that there's a lot of similarities, at least on the board level, despite of the industry that you're in.
It is always, it's about the strategy, it's about the implementation of the strategy, it's about creating the value for shareholders. So those are unanimous topics, no doubt in which industry you work. And obviously creating this type of understanding of different business environments, of course, improves your capabilities to understand the market environment of the other business segments and areas as well. So I would say that having a background from the software industry, finance industry, also from the cargo handling and energy, creates a good mix of kind of like a way of bundling the understanding of the different markets and business environments, and seeing that where the world really goes, and how to steer the companies in order to help them to find the right strategic paths.
And then a very current topic. You obviously joined Sampo just before the onset of COVID. Do you think the operational distance you have as a non-executive director gave you additional insight into leading your team at Gasum?
It's not an easy question that you, Tuomo, made. And it's not an easy answer for that. But I would say that the business continuity shows that the companies are very prepared also operate, no doubt what type of a pandemic situation there is, kind of like using the business continuity plans that they are having, like here at Gasum, that first the safetyness, how do we secure that our people are safe? How do we secure deliveries to our customers? How do we start communicating? And number one is that how do we lead our people with the distance? So I think that this sharing the information, obviously also with the not I don't talk only on the board level, but I'm saying with your network, with the people working in a different organizations and all that, that's always a beneficial, that what you have actually learned and sharing that. But I would say that happens also not on the boardrooms, but utilizing the network and talking and seeing the good examples from the other companies and sharing the information. But I guess that this has shown to us that we can save much of the traveling time. We can manage people. And we can lead people through this type of digital channels. But I'm a very old-fashioned woman in that sense, that I still think that having a personal contact with people will not disappear.
I couldn't agree more with you about the physical contact. There's certainly a time and a place for that in the future as well, once we get there. Another topic, Johanna, what do you think are both the benefits and the challenges of having a non-executive directorship in a different industry to your current executive role?
Yeah, of course. Let's start with the benefits, and the positive side is that by having an insight and understanding of different business sectors and environments and logics that the companies are working and all that definitely helps you to create, understanding that how should I lead my company or the company that I'm working with better, and what we are missing constantly. I think that the leadership, when you lead the strategy, the most important question is always that what is the things that I don't see? What do I don't see? What is out there? But and kind of like questioning yourself constantly that in that way. And obviously looking at the different industries, you create a better understanding about the world, where it is going, and you can benefit that understanding, see that where is the energy sector also going, and then you also understand the need and demand from the other business sectors that for the energy, and you create a better understanding. I would say that that's a benefit for all of us. And the challenge is, of course, that you have to work really, really hard to understand the business sector where the company that you are a board member is operating. in order to really help the company also and be beneficial for the company. But it's a lot of work to really start understanding, and I think that this is something that nobody should never underestimate, the importance of own responsibility of understanding and taking the time to see the environment and where the business is. But it takes time, and you have to really be committed and use the time for that as well.
Yeah, I'm sure of that. Another topic, again, diversity and inclusion is now a must-have in any business agenda. What are the differences of how diversity and inclusion is tackled in your experience as CEO compared to your board roles?
That's a very, very good question, and very, let's say, again, not very easy to answer. But maybe my experience is that I don't see any difference. I think these are the phenomena that they are here and now, and I don't see any. I would say that at least my experience that it is a normal way of leading. It's a normal way of leading businesses and running the businesses already. And it's not, I do recognize and I do understand that there are problems when it comes to the diversity and all that. It's not that I don't recognize that and I don't know that this exists, but I don't see that difference in the board level or CEO level, that there's something, because my view and my understanding is that it is already here, it's today, and it's part of the management and leadership constantly in all companies that I've been involved and seen things. And I'm definitely also in the company that I work with.
Yeah, that's for sure. The last topic, Johanna, is about sustainability. So several of the companies that you have been or are currently a board member for have a very strong emphasis on sustainability. Do you believe seeing sustainability from the different angles of varying industries helps facilitate you being a forward-thinking CEO at Gasum?
Really great thing to see that no doubt what the politicians are talking, and no doubt about what is happening in the regulation and so on. Customers are demanding, sustainable products, and companies are producing those. And we are the ones, we are the leaders of the companies, board members of the companies. We are the changing engine. And I think that this is seen in all companies. And it's again one of those, you ask about the diversity, a phenomenon that exists here. And we are committed to utmost for that. So of course, in the limitations we have, the technology doesn't exist in all fields yet and so on, but that's the reason why it's on the strategies, and we'll discuss about that constantly. So I don't think that it differs in that sense, but as a CEO of Gasum, obviously I am kind of like let's say fortunate being able to lead the company which purpose is the cleaner energy. I think it's a great purpose to bring always cleaner energy to our customers. And I would say that it's a great value as well. But overall, I would say that this is a thing that we have decided that we are the generations, we who are now leading the companies at the moment, that we will make sure that this change starts happening.
So if I hear you correctly, Johanna, what you are saying, that despite of the industry, whether it's insurance, whether it's cargo handling, or whether it's energy, and despite whether it's board level or the executive management, in the big picture, the challenge is the same.
Exactly.
Right. Great. Thank you, Johanna. Thank you so much for your time this morning with us, and have a good day.
Thank you, Tuomo. You too.